Good afternoon, all. Hope your weekend's going well. So we've got here a present for my father. I get him cleaned up before I give it to him. So this is a full set of coins from the year of his birth, 1945. Gives you an idea how old I am. He was 22 when I was born, or 20. He was 22 when I was born. Yeah. So what I've got here is I've got basically a small adjustable Dremel. Then I have the polish shaft, and then just a normal foam pad. You can get these on Amazon. I don't have a link or anything. I use this with doing auto bodies and polishing emblems and stuff like that. So I've got two different polishes here. One of them is Blue Magic. They're both pretty old. I've had these in the shop for quite a bit. And then the other one is Mother's Mag. There we go. So it's a two-stage process. So this is a heavier cream, and then this is much more of a paste. Well, that's more of a paste, and this is much more of a cream. You can kind of see that stuff moving around. It looks kind of gross, but it's actually okay. I'm just going to dip that in there like that. And important is when you do your spin up, do it inside the jar so you don't get it all over the place. Mrs. won't be happy with that one. Okay, now that we've got it pulled out and coated, I'm just going to take one of these, turn this on low, you start to see the black oxide. You're starting to get it cleaned up. This won't get it completely looking brand new, but it'll help. You gotta remember, this coin specifically is 75 years old, 78 years old, something like that. And after you get all that, I'll go ahead and clean that off. I've got a little white rag that I use. So all of the black stuff that you see in here is actually just silver oxide. That's the neat thing about these. These are mostly silver. It's 90%. So got a little bit on there. So sometimes with the paste, what I'll do is I'll actually use an old toothbrush. Picks up the paste pretty nice. What this does is it's actually just scrub it up a little bit. Run the same speed. Go ahead and kick the speed up a little bit. A little bit too much. One thing you kind of want to be careful about is doing this, it will heat the metal. I don't really have too much sensation in my fingertips, being that I used to polish cars for a living. I do body work, so you can see now. Just clean it up. So what I'm going to do is I need to grab another pad, which I forgot. So it's over here on my desk, so hold on a minute. Sorry for that, folks. So it's not that this one's worn out, but it's pretty clogged up with silver oxide. So this will be the one that we primarily do. You see it's a hook and loop. These things are dirt cheap. So that's what I'm going to do. There's a blue one. slightly softer. And we're just going to run that dry. Bring the speed down a little bit. The other thing you guys can't see on camera is I actually am using a magnifying glass, a very big one, so I can actually see all of this. My eyes are not what they used to be. The only thing I'm really looking for is imperfections. Pull off any remaining of the polish. And that's one. So I'm not going to bore you with all of this. I'm not going to be talking through all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and just polish all this stuff up, and we'll be back after I get it done so you can see what it looks like. You can tell this one, the back side of this is a little worn out. I don't know how much luck we're going to have with this. This blue stuff is primarily a first batch cleaner. Not really a polish. It is a polish, but it's not a lot of aggressive. So this would actually be really good for like fine silver, minor scratches, and very soft metal. And this is mostly silver. This is pretty soft. So this is where the real cut and clean comes from. So now we've got all that cleaned off. So let's clean that off a little bit. Well, one thing I noticed from doing stuff like this, people say they don't have the patience to do stuff, but I actually find this kind of peaceful. Pretty good metaphor in that somewhere. All we have something to do is just take time and enjoy the process. You can tell when it starts to get warm. We switch over pads. You ever get yourself feeling down, that you're feeling old, can't really do all much? Find something that you really enjoy doing. My dad used to say, find something you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. Which is not true. I've been working, now retired. I've been building custom cars most of this career. And that's not my first career. A long time ago I was a contractor and used to be an engineer. Made circuit boards, believe it or not. Well, actually, I kept the machines running that made circuit boards and made new machines for circuit boards. So that's about as good as I'm going to get on that one. So let's go with this $50, see what this looks like. Actually, I want to start with the pen. No, the penny's going to be last. So, ooh, we have a Liberty dime and then a what they call a war nickel. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that's a nickel made during the war. So let's get a little bit of cleaner on this. You can actually just let that set up a little bit. There's no acid in it or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about it. Just hit the penny. That way it'll dry out a little bit because there is some carriers to it. And you can use this, but just don't tell your wife. So now we got the cream. You can see a little bit of black. This is silver oxide. So what silver oxide is just basically oxidized silver. Let's put this down a little bit. Just a bit. I like these variable speed ones. It's actually got a rotary dial. And the good thing about tools is always find the best you can get or what you can afford. And then when that one breaks, do it again. Just get the better one. And you see this is not shining up quite so fast. It's okay, but we're just doing the cleaning of it now. I've heard of folks using, an ultrasonic cleaner. I don't have one of those yet. Supposedly, my wife tells me the point of these videos is to talk to all you young folks, but whoever comes in on the comments and saying that we're free-making some content, which sounds like to me an oxymoron, but we were making content way ahead of time. But you don't know that. You have no idea. So that's the side that we're working on. Go over to the dry one. A little bit of dirt in there, but it'll wipe up. And just so you guys realize, so this is actually what I use for sort of jeweler's loops. What happens when you get metal in your eye? It scorches you. Not good. A little bit of that. I almost don't want to touch it. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's go on to the nickel. If you're wondering what the lighter is, most of you know. Don't advocate it. If you are smoking, good idea to quit. I've been actually kind of thinking about it. As my wife says, I do a lot of thinking about stuff before I get it done. I suppose as I've gotten older, I think the hardest thing I've had to learn how to accept is slowing down. But one of the side benefits that I've found tend to notice the things around me a lot more. I've always been fairly perspective. Let's turn that down a little bit. I say the penny for last. I have a feeling it's going to take a lot more work. It is copper. Another copper alloy. Alright. Pardon me. Just drop that. Okay, pad. Normally I would do this with double-sided tape, just stick it directly to the board, but I can't find any. Yeah, unless it's not going the way I like it to. So what this is actually a I think it's called a Makura or Makita or Makura. It's a auto sanding polishing pad, non-woven, that we use in the polishing automobiles for high-end cars. And what this is probably about 3,000 grit. So there's 3,000. I have no idea how they actually measure that, but it's 3,000. So this is, I need a little bit more aggressiveness, so I'm going to go ahead and put some compound on that, and then we'll go back to the foam pads. Oops. There we go. Generally try to stay away from really aggressive compounds. What I'd rather do is not be able to cut through, and what I say cut through is shiny is just scratches that you can't see. And each grit of sandpaper, and when I was doing custom cars, we actually went all the way up to 8,000 before we switched over to a compound of this same type of material. Maybe you guys get to see some color sand later. So now I've switched over to a little bit of the blue and a little bit of the cream stuff. And this will take out the scratches from ones I just put in. So it might look dull. Let's just dirty it now. That. I'd say a little bit of work to do on it, but I think that turned out pretty nice. Now see, now my eyeball's right here. I don't even know if the camera will pick this up. Let's see here. Right there. I see a bunch of scratches. The camera can't even pick that up. Do this. So yes, this is a wheat penny. Yeah, I'm just going to use the 3,000 with a little bit of compound. Well, I guess I'm not using that one. It literally just spun itself off. What do you think? So, thanks for sharing a little bit of your day with me. And this is just me kind of puttering around. It's amazing what you can do after you retire. Oh, that's gorgeous. It says $1, half dollar. So there was no dollar printed or coined this year. A friend of mine actually, who I bought these from, was giving me a little bit of history. I guess there wasn't silver dollars made since the Morgan up until I guess the 60s. I might have that wrong. Might be the Morgans first. They tried to destroy all that silver supply by making it illegal, and somehow a lot of it still survives. Anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, folks.